We're a little delayed, some technical difficulties, but the plus side, I figured it all out.
I don't think it's the Bonnie show without technical difficulties.
No, actually, we've done pretty good on the technical difficulty part, but it's usually Bonnie difficulties, right? Can't go wrong there. So, I hope everybody had a nice Easter. I'm just sorry, I'm trying to get cozy in my chair. I know I can't be seen today, but that's fine. I tried
It's
to give
fine.
I tried to give everybody a really pretty picture with it being spring, and we're going to talk about spring cleaning. And I was doing really well until, there's always that until.
Right.
So, so did you guys have a nice Easter?
Yeah, we had a quick and easy one. We didn't cook or do anything special. We had taco salad.
I haven't had that for a while. That sounds good.
Yeah. We had the boys and my niece got their Easter baskets in the morning, and then that was kind of it. They left around noon. My mom and sister left, and they spent their Easter driving, and we spent ours kind of chilling out.
Your sister came too?
No, did I say my sister?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I meant my niece and my mom.
I was like, oh, I didn't realize that.
No. Whoops.
Okay, so we were looking for ideas for, what people want to hear and everything. And somebody mentioned spring cleaning. They want motivation.
Motivation. If they could sell that at Walmart, we would all get so
$9.99.
much. Right?
So let's see. My personal opinion on spring cleaning is clean your mind first. Because if you're anything like me, you can't just pick a room. You got to nitpick it. It's like, okay, you make your list and it's all I got to do this, this, and this. And by the time you're done making that list, you're tired and it's not going to get done.
So then maybe that's not the best idea for you.
Right. So what I say is, and for some reason it's the kitchen. Start with your kitchen. No list, no nothing. Just I got to do my kitchen today. Rip it all apart because I think the kitchen is the worst room in the house. The grease and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And then of course from there you tackle all the other rooms and depending on your theory, whatever room you feel is the worst in your house, do the worst one first and then it gets easier from there.
Well, a great way to stay motivated is the Goldilocks rule, where you've got to figure out what is too hard. It can't be too hard for you because then you're not going to want to do it. But it can't be too easy for you because then you're not going to stay motivated because you're not going to feel like you accomplished anything anyway.
Right.
You got to find your middle. You got to find what works for you. So for a lot of people, you pick a room, but you might even break down the room further. Like if your room has a closet, the closet will be its own thing to clean. And then you might say, okay, the window's not going to count because I'm going to do all the windows and the windowsill one day. I'm going to do the blinds a different day. Some of us get in our heads, we got to do all of our spring cleaning in one day or one weekend. And I feel like that overwhelms you. If you're overwhelmed, you're not going to accomplish everything.
Right.
Just, they're doing the really smart thing now with baby showers that I feel we could incorporate into spring cleaning. Have you heard of the nesting parties?
No.
So instead of just coming and sitting around for a baby shower, the mom puts all these things she wants done in a hat or a basket or whatever. And then everybody kind of draws a paper and you pick out, it'll have a chore on it. So maybe you're going to clean the bathroom for her, or you're going to wipe down kitchen cabinets or whatever. But I was like, we could incorporate that. So you're helping the new mom get her nesting done before she has a baby. I'm like, we should do that with spring cleaning. You could just say, all right, friends, we'll do my house one week, your house next week.
And watch, you'll go do everybody else's house when it's your turn. Everybody's sick.
Yeah, you better make sure you have some good friends. But, sometimes just talking on the phone helps time go by faster, too. Like, if I'm chatting with you and doing the dishes or mopping the floors and stuff, you almost don't realize what you're doing.
That is true.
I feel like that's a good way to kind of get your motivation and sidetrack your brain a little bit so you can kind of do that cleaning, keep your brain busy, not worry about it.
I also found, and I don't do it as often as I'm getting older, but I used to love the music.
Yeah.
I would blare the music, and especially like when you're doing a thorough cleaning, reggae music was always Bob Marley. The beat of the music would have you going, and you wouldn't think nothing of it. Before you know it, you were done.
Yeah, you know what? I cheat, and on Pandora, I put like running music because I feel like it's a mix of music that's meant to like motivate you.
Okay.
So even though I never use it to run, it's like the more upbeat, fast music. But music for sure is going to help get you in the groove. And you know what else is nice? When you go out and you buy some of that fresh cleaning supply, like you buy your favorite scents or get that new little tool, even though it's just for cleaning, I feel like if you get yourself like something new to try or use and you get those good smells going, it like motivates you to want to keep going.
Now, you're talking about tools. I found on Amazon these like really thin brushes. The whole point in them is to be able to get like into the around the faucets and stuff at the sink. You know how it gets all goopy in there.
Yeah, yeah.
But you would not believe what all that works on. I think I had got 4 of them for like $5.
One of my friends, there's a scrubber wand on there right now that's rechargeable and it has different heads.
Yes, I have that.
Do you like that?
When it comes down to like doing the shower and stuff, not really.
Oh, really? That's what
Yeah.
they loved it for.
I almost feel like going in there with with the good old fashioned Brillo pad is the best way to go.
Doesn't the Brillo pad scratch up your shower?
No, not necessarily. I mean, just you don't have to like scrub when you use the Brillo pad. That's the nice part. You just kind of wash over it, and then you take your cleaning solution over it.
That's
I've used Comet and Brillo pads forever.
Oh, you're talking about like the green scrubber pads.
No, I was talking about Brillo pads.
You are talking about Brillo pads. I just feel like that scratched the hell out of my.
I don't know. We used to strip our floors that way too. I mean, I couldn't do these floors that way, but the floors we had before.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just that it was a tile, but I just strip them down with Brillo pads, scrub them down real good, and then wax them.
Using those pumice stones is really good if you have a toilet that gets stained on it from like your hard water or your rust or lime. The lady who came to clean our house took one because we have well water. She took a pumice stone and scrubbed the inside of the toilet, and it was so shiny clean. It worked so well.
Wow.
However, she did try it on. I think she tried it on the metal in the shower because there's some scratch marks on there. So I wouldn't recommend that. But the inside of your toilet, that pumice stone it worked out great.
Wow.
Another thing to get you that might help motivate people too are, there's all those videos now of people like getting into a really dirty house and then they're scrubbing and getting it clean. Some people find those videos relaxing and motivating because they're like, oh, I could do that, or oh, I want mine to look like that.
Yeah, that's true. There's also.
And
Go ahead.
got to remove those distractions though, because if you have distractions, you're probably going to keep doing that instead of doing what you're supposed to do. Don't put on a movie you want to watch because you can watch it.
No, I mean, and I even have a TV in the kitchen. And it was last weekend I was working on the kitchen because while the guys were here, I had all that stuff up on the top of the cupboards, and now it's just me. I actually want my house a little girly. So I took all that down and redid it, but I turned the TV on in there because there was a movie I wanted to see, but I also wanted to get my stuff done, and I still got delayed. I mean, I got it done, but I was delayed.
Well, the good thing about being poor is all of our shows still have ads in them. So sometimes when I'm into a show, I'll be like, okay, vacuum during the commercials because the vacuum's loud.
Right.
But then I can do the other stuff during the show. Well, the stuff that's in the living room, you know?
Well, and of course, now I think just about everything you watch has the pause button.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But you're not gonna pause a show, clean some, go back, clean some. You know.
Well,
That's why
I
you,
have.
you shouldn't put on something that you're really interested in watching, unless you whatever you're scrubbing in one spot near the TV.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I'd be doing something in the living room, so I have the movie on or whatever it is I'm watching, and then something will pop in my head, and I'll be like, oh crap, I need to go do that. So I hit pause, go do that, and come back and go back to what I was doing.
Nice.
Yeah. But if you overwhelm yourself, you're going to tire yourself out. So just, one step at a time.
Yeah, because if you start thinking about everything that needs done, you're gonna wear yourself out before you get started.
And
So
that's,
instead of thinking of everything, you just need to pick something.
yep, absolutely. I'm so guilty of that.
And we put fake timelines in our head too. So your spring clean doesn't need to be done this weekend just because you planned on getting it done this weekend.
Right.
Or if you want to go room by room and do stuff, like you don't need to be like, if you're exhausted and you need a break from it, take your break from it, but you got to be disciplined enough to go back. And you need to know yourself. If I give myself a break, am I going to go back or am I going to put it off till next spring?
That is so true. Now, when I was a stay-at-home mom, I had every day I could do something. And now, of
Mhm.
course, I don't have that privilege anymore. So I try to do what I can on the weekends, and eventually it'll get done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With my shower, I really like doing the baking soda and vinegar and then adding lemon oil to it because it makes it smell better and I feel like it gets the crud off.
Okay.
Scrub down the whole shower with that paste, put it all over.
Oh,
I
so you
scrub
make it
with
into a
soap.
paste.
Yeah, and then I think they're called like Go Daddy or Mr. Daddy or Daddy. So I don't know. It's like a big smiley face scrubber. I
okay.
love those things. I love those things. I use it for everything now. And so if you use cold water, it stays hard and firm. If you use hot water, it softens up and you can mold it around stuff to scrub. So you use
Alright.
that in your shower and it'll spiffy it up real good. And to rinse my shower, because that's the thing that's always been the hardest is after you scrub your shower down, it's a pain in the butt to rinse it out really well.
Right.
I got a cheap weeds, those hand pump weed sprayers for like
Yeah.
$10. I just fill it with warm water
You don't have
and
a.
then pump it and spray down the shower. Nelson was like, "Oh my God, that's the smartest thing I've ever seen."
It is. You don't have a removable shower head because that's what I use now.
No, it's fixed.
See, mine's
If I had a
removable, so
removable
that
shower head,
helps.
I would have obviously used
Well, hey,
that.
I just thought you wanted to be unique. That's all. But there's
No.
many a years I could have used that idea. Where were you then?
I don't know. Mine even has like the head that you turn it so it can change to like a wide spray or like a little,
Yeah.
pin spray or whatever you want to call it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So for you, you're spring cleaning and packing, correct?
Well, yeah. Although so there's the other thing you got to do is by time I finish one thing and get to the next thing, the other thing's already getting dirty again. So
Uh.
that's something you got to watch.
Well, the nice thing is, though, with you packing stuff up already, that gets stuff out of your way as well.
Yeah. Yep. A good way to get yourself motivated to spring clean too is opening up all those windows. Even if it's kind of cold, just crack them and get that fresh air in.
Yeah. Because
I feel like fresh air motivates me to want to clean.
I think so too, especially like when it's crisp.
Mm-hmm.
I have a friend who's actually telling me that it's supposed to snow this Friday.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm not sure who's going to be spring cleaning this weekend, but
Well, why wouldn't you spring clean in the snow?
because that's depressing.
You
whole
can't
point-
go out anyway.
The whole point in spring cleaning is to feel good about things,
I guess.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah. And if you're really lucky, it's sunny and you can open your blinds too and let that sunshine in.
Mm.
Well, you live in Ohio, so there is no sunshine.
There is, just not at this moment.
or last moment or the moment before that or the moment before that. I feel like putting a fresh wax in your wax burners and getting the smells going, and that helps motivate me to clean
Yes,
too.
I have to agree. I love that.
Get your favorite scent in there, get it going. Then it makes you want to like match up your house to the smell, like get that good smell and get your house all pretty and clean. Or oils, whatever you use for scents in your house. Love that. I really think getting some new little, whether it's new little organizers for something or a new way to, like those things that we were looking at for your pots and pans, where instead of having your pots and pans just stacked on top of each other, you can
Right.
buy those trays that go in your cabinets so they're all sitting upright. So
Yeah.
you pull them out like a book.
There you go. And
But
I am
I
going to
feel
be getting you something.
getting little organization tools like that motivates you to do stuff too. And that could be a good way to pick a room or a place to start.
Right.
So if you're doing your kitchen, you can do your cabinets one day and your countertops. Then the next day you can, really scrub your sink, top, bottom, because we all are probably guilty of having too much stuff underneath the sink.
Oh, I know I am. On one
And
side, there's cleaning products. On the other side, there's a thing for the cookie sheets and pizza pans and all that good stuff.
yeah, and you can't be afraid to throw stuff away, even if that's where you start. I'm just going to go, like, if you just say, you know what, I'm going to look around and I'm going to have a donation box. And I'm just going to walk around and stuff that jumps out to me, I'm just going to put it in the donation box that I know I'm not going to use, or I keep saving to use for something that never happens, or, all those clothes that you keep saying you're going to fit back into that you haven't in 15 years. Like, probably time to let go of some things. And that just having less stuff in your home can motivate you to want to clean and set up your areas better.
Right. And I happened to read something this week I'm going to share with you. When you're cleaning out your closets and all that, instead of donating to the Goodwill, take your clothes to like different shelters or nursing homes. There's a lot of people in nursing homes that have only 2 and 3 outfits, because their family's not around. I mean, they only get to keep so much of their money, so, they don't get new clothes. So that is always a good idea. And that could be a good motivator too, because you'll know you're helping somebody.
That is true.
Yeah,
Helping people should be a good motivator.
most definitely. Like any dishes, pots, and pans, or whatever, just about any shelter or anybody that does, I don't want to say food donations, but like, oh, what do you call it? Like soup kitchens, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they could use that kind of stuff.
I wonder if Home Safe would be one. But I think the Red Cross even collects stuff for fire people who lose their stuff in fires.
Yes. Now, I don't know. I know Home Safe here, you have to contact them and they'll tell you if they're accepting things or not.
Yeah.
Who are you talking to?
Oh, Devlin popped into. They don't need me until I'm doing something.
Well, that's the typical kid. I went through that too. Heck, mine are grown and I still go through it. How's that? It doesn't stop.
One thing that I feel like really changes a room that a lot of people don't do is the blinds. Why blinds are like $3 or $4 for, I get it, they're cheap ones, but and you can spend as much as you want on blinds. I'm aware of that too. But when your blinds are half busted and broken and they're turned off white when they were originally white, just throw
Time
them
to
away.
replace them, yeah.
Yeah. Even if you just do a room a week or however your finances let you do it, or however is the least, like if it's overwhelming to buy enough blinds for your whole house, I totally get it. So whichever room you're cleaning, replace them. It's going to make your house look cleaner. It's going to make it look more
Brighter.
fresh, more relaxing. You wouldn't believe the stuff that helps. And it's going to make your room look brighter, which a lot of people don't realize colors can be depressing. Darkness can be depressing, and it can make you not be motivated and not want to do stuff. So if you get the brighter lights in your rooms, whether It's you're just changing out your light bulbs for ones that are brighter, or you're opening your blinds a little more, or you're lightening up the colors that you have in your room. Like that could help you stay motivated and be a little happier and want to go into a room and spend time in that room. Because some
Right.
people have rooms they hate in their house, so they are not motivated to clean or take care of it because they hate it.
I understand that.
There's cheap fixes to things. Fixing up your stuff doesn't have to cost a ton of money. It's amazing what a fresh coat of paint can do.
Right. And it depends. If you have kids, you might want to spend that little extra and get a heavy duty paint. If you do that, it's, I mean, I'm being serious. It's much easier to wash. It's not going to come off as you're cleaning it. Did you ever?
I feel like you should do it anyways because those cheaper paints, I feel like you can peel them off.
That's what I'm
now.
saying. Like the one time I painted, and then some other time, I went to wash the walls, and you could see where the other paint was bleeding through because you were like almost taking it right off.
Yeah, you definitely need to purchase a good paint,
Yes.
or else you're just creating a bigger mess for yourself.
Right.
Purchasing the right tools for your cleaning and for doing stuff is going to help motivate you. So if you're using the wrong cleaner for the wrong stuff and it's not really working, you're not going to be motivated because you're going to be like, well, this isn't really coming clean, forget it.
Yeah, you feel like you're wasting your time.
Yeah, or I can't really get into that windowsill, so just forget it. I'm not going to clean. Here, your windowsills need cleaned pretty often. It's insane. They get like mold on the inside, not mold, algae on the inside. It's growing so fast because it's just so warm and humid all the time. Not necessarily that it's like hot, it's just that it's humid and there's some warmth in the air, so
Right.
it's stuff grows in there, and there's always dirt. Those big heavy rains must bring in the dirt into the sills. So, I mean, you need something that can get in there and do it. And you got to think of the jobs, think of the room you're going to do. Walk around it, look around it, see what you plan on cleaning, see if there's something that is a big issue, like, oh man, I've got this terrible stain. I really want to see if I can get that up. Start researching how to remove it and what to do so that way when you run to the store, you can have that thing. So when you're cleaning that room, you're on it and you're not just pushing more stuff off and off and off and off that you're
Right.
not going to get to.
I have to agree.
And if you can, make the first room you do a room that you're going to spend a lot of time in or see a lot, because that could be a good motivator when you see your hard work. When you're walking in the house, you're like, dang, this does look good. I should keep going, or I should do this.
That would definitely always be a motivator to me. Right now, my goal is to like lighten up my house.
Yes, I love that for you. Your house is very
Yes.
dark.
Yeah. I was turned off by white. Excuse me. I was turned off by the idea of putting white up. But
Mhm.
now that it's just me here, it shouldn't be too horrible. I mean, I don't have people coming and going like I used to. So
Right.
I might be able to do it and get away with it.
Yeah. We have a lot of white here, trim, doors, blah blah blah. But the good thing about it is if you have, so you're getting that same dirt no matter what color it is.
Right.
All that dirt's all over your stuff. At least when it's white, you can see it and clean it, because if it's a darker color, you're not going to notice it.
That is true.
When you go to clean it, you're going to be like, oh my gosh. And people have got to make sure they're letting go of stuff, because if you're trying to clean and you have a million things of clutter, a bunch of tchotchke stuff that needs done, a bunch of just things that, I mean, it's going to be overwhelming and you're going to get frustrated, and you have to think like, do I actually really want these? Why do I have this thing? Whatever it is. If you have extra pieces of furniture that you don't use, like, it could be anything. I know we said clothes and shoes and stuff, but literally, like, we all have bought new pans and kept all the old ones that we never use.
I was always so guilty of that to this last purchase, and I said, that's it.
Yeah, I
And-
just donate them. Just bump it out. Keep
Well,
your
Sonny didn't
your
want me
house
throwing them out. He's
functioning.
going, no, you never know. So they're in a big tote downstairs. So if anybody knows of anybody that needs them, I'm willing to give them away.
You could probably donate them to the Red Cross, like I said, for when people have fires
Yeah.
and stuff.
I mean, of course, I haven't gotten to the basement yet, and that's going to be a journey when I do. But
A good vacuum is great for house cleaning. If you have a good vacuum, you can use it to get up to your fans. You can use it. I vacuum the trim. I vacuum dust. I obviously vacuum my floor, hardwood, and carpet.
yes,
And it cuts back on the amount of dust for when you're dusting so much if you have a good vacuum and you're doing all this stuff first. And when you're doing your bedding, put a little extra of your favorite smell. Like sometimes it's our laundry soap smells better than our dryer sheets.
yes,
Put a little extra soap in there so it smells extra fresh and clean. I feel like when you walk in your room and it has that fresh smell in your bedding, that's a good motivator to make you want to refresh your whole bedroom.
right. I shall agree with that.
Some of us just got to learn to, you might not be super excited or thrilled to get started, but you just need to pick a spot and get started and just pick a task, do it, and keep moving down your line.
Right.
If you pick too big of a job in the very beginning, you're going to stress yourself out and you're not going to be convinced to keep going back.
Right. And of course, you got to keep your regular cleaning up in the process. So just, like when you get up in the morning, do your regular cleaning and then start with the bigger tasks.
Yeah. And some of you guys work, so you might be keeping your spring cleaning for a certain weekend. So you got to keep up your house all week, and then in the weekend, pick your room and do your task. I think that having your favorite music playing is definitely a good way to get you in it and sidetrack you too.
Right. Absolutely. I should start getting back into it because I'm home alone now, so I could dance while I clean. My kids used to look at me like I was crazy. If the husband was home, I really couldn't play my music because he didn't like it. So now I'm golden all the way around. I could do whatever.
There you go.
Yeah.
If you can't blast your music, you can blast it in headphones.
Right.
Pop in your headphones and bounce around doing your cleaning. The biggest thing is you have to learn what works for you.
Right.
And if one thing doesn't work, don't give up. Try something different. Figure it out. Figure out what motivates you. Try different ways. Maybe you're not into getting the new cleaners or getting the new tools and you just like to keep it simple and you just want paper towels in your spray or whatever it is. You got to figure it out.
Also, like part of spring cleaning would include a thorough cleaning of your coffee maker. Some people just keep using it over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
I was taught. I mean, my mom had me doing this when I was young. Mix some vinegar water, and you run it through a few times,
Mm-hmm.
and then of course you have to rinse it a few times. But that in itself gave the house a cleaner smell.
Really?
Yeah, 'cause, well, you figure it's heating up, and we could smell it. And then of course my mom taught me that, so that became kind of a habit, here and there. And my mom would be gone and walk in the house and be like, "Oh, somebody's cleaning the coffee maker." 'Cause as soon as you hit the door, you get a whiff of the cleaner.
But it's just vinegar.
Just vinegar and water. Well,
So
it's
you're
clean.
smelling vinegar. My
Right.
kids hate the smell of
I
vinegar.
do too, but when it's heated like that, it's not as strong and it's not as nasty.
Oh. Because, they hate whenever I use vinegar to clean something, they are like complaining. That's when I started putting lemon oil in my cleaner to try to help with that. Which lemons themselves are great for cleaning. So
Right. They are
you buy a
also
lemon
good.
and you're supposed to use lemon dipped in salt to scrub your wooden butcher blocks.
Oh,
Your cutting boards and things like that. It's supposed to kill all the germs if you put salt, lemon, and use that to scrub on those wooden cutting boards.
That makes sense. And there's also you mix some. You could do vinegar and water in the microwave, or a lemon and water in the microwave. It loosens everything up, and it really does work. I've done it.
Remember those? What was that called? The Hot Mama or what?
Those ones that I bought, the little blue people, and you fill it up.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah. I just
Angry Mom.
something like that. I just threw mine away.
I did too.
That was crazy. I had that for a long time.
Mm.
Lemons are also good. You quarter them up, drop one in your garbage disposal, run it real good with some hot water. And once that's done, you throw in the other one. I mean, if it sounds like it's a tedious thing, and it really only takes a few minutes. I mean, but
Yeah,
that kicks off a nice smell in the kitchen.
We do that vinegar and baking soda because when you mix the two, it really bubbles up.
Right.
So in
Uh-oh, you're glitching.
oops.
Yeah.
We put the vinegar and baking soda down our garbage disposal to help get that funky smell out and that build up.
I never even thought about that. And
Yeah, it
I'm
works
assuming
great.
you use white vinegar, correct?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yes, because that's why I was always taught white vinegar. Your cider vinegar is more for clean or for cooking and stuff. So,
Yeah, I've seen where people put the vinegar in a sandwich bag and put it up over their shower head with a rubber band.
yeah, I've seen that.
And I tried it, and it did not work that well for me.
No, because you try to wonder. What I try to figure out is how you get it up there enough without it sliding. And look, you can see pieces of me on the thing. See,
I can't.
I'm gonna have to
I
fix that.
used a rubber band and just really filled up that sand. So you put it up over the head, and then you use your rubber band to hold it
Right.
up there, and then just leave it.
Yeah,
I think I should have added baking soda, even though they didn't say to. I feel like that's the key. Are those little bubbles?
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna tell you. I can't use oven cleaner because of the bird.
Mm.
And I have a self-cleaning oven, but I can't even use that part of it. If you have an ant or a bird, it could kill them. So
Yeah.
this last time, because I had actually made stuffed peppers, and I put too much sauce, and I was married at the time, and I told him, I said, well, before we use the oven again, remind me. Well, guess what? Neither one of us remembered. I go walk into the kitchen, it's full of smoke, open the oven, flames are flying out. So imagine,
crap.
imagine the mess I had to clean. So I used baking soda, vinegar, and water, and Dawn dish soap, and it did a really nice job.
Good.
It's a little messy. You definitely want to wear old clothes doing it, but
Nelson's the one that got me into using that spray foam oven cleaner.
okay.
I forget what it's called, but where you spray it in and leave it. I know it used to be smell super duper duper strong, but now they make it where it's not scented. That stuff is the best cleaner that I have ever used a stove. I use the stove's automatic cleaner thing once, and it puts off such a bad chemical smell that I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't understand why though. I don't know what.
I'm seeing
Makes
easy
automatic
off fume free.
Huh?
Is it easy off fume free?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I wonder if I could use something like that.
I think as long as it doesn't have the fumes and stuff. Well, and if you're doing your stove too, you have a vent above your stove, right?
Correct.
You could turn that on.
That is true.
Yeah, I definitely always keep my vents on, even though I don't have birds
Right.
when I'm cleaning, just to try to contain it.
Right. Because that oven cleaner, at least way back when, that could get nasty. Spray it, and all of a sudden you're gagging and everything else.
Right. And that's one thing you have to be careful of when you're doing your spring cleaning. If you kill yourself in too many different smells,
Yeah,
you're gonna be frustrated. Yeah, you're gonna be like choking yourself out and not able to do it. That is why I like doing the vinegar and baking soda with lemon for a lot of stuff. But I love my floor cleaner. I like lemon Lysol multi-purpose cleaner. I use that in my spray bottle for spraying everything, and I use it in my mop bucket for my floors.
I like
But
Mr. Clean.
I have that one right now because they didn't have my Lysol one. But the Murphy's oil soap, I love the way it smells.
Yes, it does. It has a beautiful smell to it.
It does. So I'll squirt that in my cleaning bucket to wipe stuff down. But on my wooden floors though, it leaves a little bit of
Residue?
a film. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I still mix it in there because I like the smell, but
Well, if that's the case, I would suggest cutting back on it a little bit. Sometimes when you're getting that residue, it's because we're putting too much.
I don't know. I just use enough for the smell, but it does it on our hardwood floors super easy.
Uh, Another good thing, do not mix ammonia and bleach.
Yeah.
You will kill yourself. Yeah, I learned from experience, although I didn't kill myself, as you can see.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I was young and dumb. I actually lived in housing at the time, and those floors were so nasty. So I decided, well, I was going to get it nice and clean. Well, thank God my mom lived up the street. I had somewhere to go on my house aired out.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I was like, Mom, I don't know what I did. She goes, all right, well, what were we cleaning with? Well, the fun part was she made her husband at the time go down and open up all my windows. I didn't have to go in there.
See you later, buddy.
Oh, I was hoping, but he still showed back up.
Yeah. I know my stepdad was having issues where the smell from their septic was coming up into the house, and it was about to be Thanksgiving. And he poured bleach down there, and I teased him and said, you know what helps bleach work better is if you dump ammonia. If you chase it with ammonia, it makes it work faster, helps it clean better.
You didn't.
And he goes, oh, I don't know. I heard there's something if you mix with bleach, it's bad. And I'm like, definitely not ammonia. You should definitely, it just kicks it into action. Well, he was too worried about mixing anything, so he didn't listen. I did call my mom and be like, hey, just so you know, I told Art to make mustard gas. So you might want to be careful when you go home.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
But he didn't do it. So he calls a plumber and tells them, like, hey, the smell's coming into the house. It's about to be Thanksgiving, do stuff. The plumber shows up, fixes the problem, and everything's good to go. Fast forward a year, 2 years later, and I'm dating Nelson, and we're going on a walk, and we bump into his friend. And his friend is a plumber. And so they were chatting about something to do with plumbing, and he's like, oh yeah, one time I went to this house, and this guy told me his daughter told him to dump bleach and ammonia down the drain.
Ah!
He's like, thank God he didn't do it. And I just started dying laughing. I'm like, that was me.
That is crazy. What are you looking at?
I just closed my windows because it started raining again.
So you're having tornado weather over there, you said, huh?
It depends on the minute. 1 minute it was just sunny and good to go, and then now it's raining again. Lightning, but I think our tornado watch is over. I think now it's just thunderstorms.
Well, I know it was a week or so ago we had a tornado watch, and of course, thankfully, we didn't get hit, but people not too far from us did. They were showing, houses all torn up, laying on the ground, and
yeah, I just double checked. It looks like it's just rain now and not the tornado warnings that we've had. We got a little creeped out because when we were out earlier, it was so sunny, warm, beautiful. I started doing some stuff with the animals, and all of a sudden you felt the cold air smack you. And all of a sudden the sky turned gray, and I was like, Nelson, I'm thinking we should go. Birds stopped chirping. I was like, yeah, I think we need to go in the house. And it all of a sudden just went whoosh, like big, heavy, fast rain came plowing down. We couldn't tell if it was hail or not because the drops were so big and heavy.
I bet your rivers are flowing.
And yeah, and then it did it for like 30 seconds, and then it just stopped. And then the sun came back out, and I'm like, I don't know if that's good or bad.
Oh, wow.
I feel like that might be more dangerous rather than. And now it's pouring down rain again.
I know it's been raining off and on all day here. I don't think we've had any downpours. Let's see. Oh, because we won't see each other before next Tuesday. Next Tuesday is a solar eclipse.
Mm-hmm.
So it starts around 2 o'clock, and
I thought it was.
however, I'm being told that we may not experience it as much here because we're supposed to have some.
It's
crappy
Monday
weather.
the 8th.
Oh, is it Monday? I thought it was a Tuesday. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. Monday the 8th. If you don't have glasses for that, please don't go outside.
Well, you can go outside, just don't look up.
Well, I mean, they're actually putting advisories out about driving and everything. I mean,
Yeah, because people are going to be too tempted to look. And if it does
Right.
eclipse out the sun, it's going to be dark for a minute. So you got to be careful that you're prepared for that, for
Right.
it to go from sun to dark.
and that's supposed to last 2 minutes. So they're actually saying like from 2:02, I think it is, until 4:30, this whole thing is going to be in transition. But I think it's like
The
right around
boys finally get,
3:15.
they're giving them an early release for it
Okay.
because they're worried that because it's supposed to happen during the times that some of the kids were going to be being bused,
Oh yeah.
and then it gets dark and kids are going to have to walk in the dark and blah blah blah. Traffic.
There's actually a lot of businesses closing for that day. A lot of schools are closing. But this
Yeah.
is, it's going to be another 400 years before this happens.
You know, I feel like they said that at the last eclipse that we just had a couple years ago.
That was the lunar. This is the solar. See?
Mm.
I was a little confused why everybody was so hyped and people were closing and, so I did some investigating. Yeah, the lunar's
Ah.
only a partial. This is the total. And then, like I said, it's going to be forever before there's another one, and I'm sure none of us are going to be around to see that one. I don't want to be 400 years old anyway. I don't know about anybody else.
Yeah, no, I'm good on that.
Yeah. There's a lot of things I'll take a chance on in life, but I'm good.
Me too.
Pretty soon here, we're going to have a comedian on here.
Oh,
Maybe as early as next week. I'm not going to promise. But I was messaged the other day, and he's got a little break in shows, and he's going to be joining us.
somebody that's funnier than me? Doubt it.
Well, you are
Hilarious.
funnier looking. I'm just kidding. Honey.
Oh.
Don't cry. Don't cry. Ah, I got to dig. That's one for me. One out
She
of
said
I don't
don't
know how
cry.
many.
Mm.
What else we have coming up? We got to come up with some good stuff. People, please send us messages. Tell us what you want to hear about. We want to make
It's
sure
your show. You got to come up with the ideas. It's
Yes,
not their job.
we can, but if we know what they want to hear, it's going to be easier to appease them. That's what we're here for.
Is
We're
it?
here to provide entertainment.
Ah,
So, but
so entertain us.
well, I thought that's what you and I have been doing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let them see your face.
I can't because I screwed the thing up. Is that your joke for the day?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I even messaged Henry. I'm like, is DJ up?
Yeah.
But that's okay. Everything works out, and people don't need to see me anyway. They know who I am.
Yeah. Poor
So,
little buggers.
I know. Summer's coming, hopefully soon, and we have a good one.
Yes, I'm hoping we have a nice, long, good summer.
Yeah. remember, because pretty soon people will be out here cutting the grass, and motorcycles have already been out. And here's what people need to think about: when you're blowing the grass, saying the motorcycles need to be careful or whatever, when that grass is on the street and wet, it's not just motorcycles. It is more dangerous for a motorcycle, but it affects cars and trucks too. So quit blowing the grass in the streets. I've seen some real nasty areas, and it's ignorant. Somebody even called somebody out on it one day on Facebook, and they're like, "Well, then watch what you're doing on the bike," or what. That's It's called respect. Respect those around you, and then maybe you'll get some respect back.
Well, yeah, and when your grass is all the way across the road, what do you think? How are they going to get away from that?
They can't. I'm even going to buy me a leaf blower for this year so I can make sure that everything's, because I'll have to be out here myself this year. Ooh, what a hoot. Make sure everything's all blown off the street and good to go. And if you're letting your kids mow, please make sure they're old enough to understand the safety. We don't need any kids with serious injuries out here. They have a 50-yard challenge for young kids. And at the end of the summer, if they complete all 50 yards, they actually get a lawnmower and stuff so that, the next year they can continue on.
Oh, who's
Yeah.
doing that?
You would have to check within your vicinity. At different
Oh.
different areas, certain people have stepped up and, hey, let's get these kids to do a little pay and back, and teach them responsibility. And quite a few kids are doing it, and it's pretty cool.
Hmm.
So yeah, if you want to, I don't know exactly who you would call. Maybe even Google it for your area. I'm not sure we have one in this area, and I can't afford to buy these kids lawnmowers, so I'm not starting one.
Well, some people are rude when you knock on the doors, and even as a kid, I don't have any money. I can't afford. And it's like, well, half of you are complaining because the kids don't do it. The other half of you are super rude when they come knock on the door and ask to do it.
Well,
Yeah.
that's how I used to make my money as a kid. I would knock on doors, I wanted money in my pocket. And I had a few elderly people that I can't afford it. Well, I'm out here anyway. So do it and then move on to the next one. You've done somebody a big favor. It's made their day. And now you're going on to the next one, and you're probably going to make some money at that one.
Yeah.
So, teach your kids that too, because there are people who really can't afford it.
Yes.
So if you can help somebody out, that's great.
Yep.
You gonna send the boys out mowing grasses this year?
No.
They're probably listening, saying, "Thank God."
Yeah, I don't trust them with any of our mowers.
Alrighty then.
There's going to be too much stuff they can do at home.
That's crazy. Well, our time's about up, unless you want to go a few minutes longer since we had a late start.
Yeah, that's okay. I think we're kind of dwindling down anyway.
Yeah. So, yep, get your music going, people. Start your cleaning. Think of the end result when you're all done.
Send us before and after pictures if that helps motivate you.
Right. We'll even put them on the screen if you want us to. Who knows? That
Or
might motivate somebody
or-
else.
Bonnie can post them on her Bonnie Show page, on her Facebook page, the
Absolutely.
before and afters.
And that doesn't even necessarily mean I'll put your name on it or anything. That would be totally up to you. So don't don't panic saying, "Oh my God, my house is a mess."
Or if you just want to do a just private message the before and after. And nobody has to see your pictures but Bonnie.
Correct. And like I said, if there's anything you guys want to hear about or don't know about, we are hitting that time of year too, which I know they usually say holidays are the worst part for people, but I'm noticing summertime's the worst for young kids. We just had a young man jump off the bridge in Conneaut yesterday. He took his own life. So educate your kids on, talking to people, or, if that's what they need to do, and
Listen
trying
to
feel
your
things
kids.
out.
They tell you they're depressed.
And something else just really hit me the other day. Some people, when you take your kids around, especially relatives you don't see all the time, and the kids don't want to hug them, don't force them to. Because what's going to end up happening is, while they have that feeling of, I really don't want to do this, and you're forcing them to, then one day some stranger's going to do it, and they're going to think, well, I got to do it anyway, and your child might come up missing. So when they're not comfortable, don't push it. And I'm saying that now because kids will encounter a lot of people throughout the summer.
Yeah.
So it's always safety first.
Yep.
But I hope you guys have a good week. I hope will you be back next Wednesday?
Yep.
So I hope we get to talk about our experiences with the solar eclipse. And like I said, let me see if I can get the comedian lined up, and we should have a good show.
Woohoo.
Yeah. So everybody have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.